Hello, my name is Gus. I'm a customer service employee with the City and County of San Francisco's Office of the Treasurer and Tax Collector. I'm here to help you file your 2017 Gross Receipts Tax and Payroll Expense Tax online. We put together this video to assist businesses that have business activities both inside and outside San Francisco. We'll use apportionment and/or allocation methods to determine the San Francisco gross receipts. But before we begin, it's important to have all your information available. The letter you receive from our office has your 7-digit business account number and 8-character online PIN. The online PIN is formatted with both letters and numbers. You will also need the last 4 digits of your federal tax identification number. For sole proprietors, your federal tax ID is usually your Social Security number. To begin, go to www.sftreasurer.org. Select the link File Online Gross Receipts Tax and Payroll Expense Tax 2017 Annual Return to access our informational page. This page has some very important information for the filing, including instructions, links to the Gross Receipts Tax and Payroll Expense Tax Ordinance, and the filing due date. Please read the information carefully. When you're ready, enter the filing by selecting the Annual Filing button. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen and input your 7-digit business account number, last 4 digits of your federal tax ID, and your 8-character online PIN. Click on the Save and Continue button. Once you've entered the filing, there is some general information on the form. Starting on the top left, you'll see your business account number, business or ownership name, and a code for internal use. On the top right, you'll see links for instructions, technical assistance, and a button to exit the filing. Across the top of the screen, you will see chevrons that show 5 major sections of the filing. The chevron in blue is the current section you're working on. The chevron in green indicates a section you've completed, and finally the chevron in gray is a section that hasn't been accessed. You may go back to review or change information on the section that you've completed, but you must progress through the form sequentially. On the bottom of the screen are buttons to navigate forward and back, as well as an image charting your progress. The filing begins on page A1, Business Identification, where there are 2 questions to answer. Did the business have taxable business personal property in San Francisco? Select yes or no to answer. For example, my business has business personal property, so I will answer yes. Throughout the filing, if you need help on how to answer a question, click on the question for additional information. Remember, answer all questions according to your business. The next question asks for the average number of weekly employees, including those employed outside of San Francisco. My business has a total of 20 employees, 15 employees that work inside San Francisco, and 5 employees that work outside of San Francisco. I will answer with the number 20. Select Save and Continue. The question on page A2, Filing Questionnaire, asks if you are filing as a lessor of residential real estate. I have a multiple restaurant business with locations inside and outside of San Francisco, so I will answer no. I select no. I do not qualify for a tax credit, payroll expense, exclusion, or limit. This will display question 3. I select no. I do not qualify for the simplified online easy filing because I have gross receipts and payroll expense inside and outside of San Francisco. Select Save and Continue. I answer no to question 1 on this page since I do not have over 1,000 employees. Select Save and Continue. I answer no to question 1 on this page since I'm not filing on behalf of a combined group. Select Save and Continue. On page C1, Payroll Expense Tax Filing, input the number of San Francisco employees as of the last day of the tax year, as well as the total San Francisco payroll expense for those employees. As I mentioned before, I have 20 total employees, 15 of them working in San Francisco, and 5 employees working outside of San Francisco. I will enter 15 for my San Francisco employees. My payroll expense for the 15 employees in San Francisco was $600,000 in 2017. I will enter $600,000 for my San Francisco payroll expense. Remember, answer all questions according to your business. Select Save and Continue. On page C2, Payroll Expense Tax Filing Summary, the return calculates the payroll expense tax that my business owes before credits. In this case, my business owes $4,266 in payroll expense tax. Select Save and Continue. Check off the box for your applicable business activity. I'm in the restaurant business, so I will check the box next to food service. Select Save and Continue. My business has a total payroll expense of $800,000 for inside and outside of San Francisco. I enter $800,000 in the total payroll line. As I mentioned before, my San Francisco payroll expense is $600,000, so I enter $600,000 in the San Francisco payroll line. The system will then calculate my business's apportionment percentage of 75%. Select Save and Continue. On line 1, I'll input my total gross receipts and my San Francisco gross receipts. My total business gross receipts is $5 million for sales both inside and outside of San Francisco. Then I enter $4 million in the San Francisco column to report just my total San Francisco gross receipts. My business also collects sales tax, so on line 8, I input $400,000 in the total column and $300,000 in the San Francisco column to report the sales tax I collected and remitted. I'll also input the same amounts in the same columns on line 15 to exclude the taxes. The form calculates the allocated and apportioned gross receipts for food services as $3,875,000 using the allocation and apportionment rules for my business activity. Select Save and Continue. On section G, the form displays the San Francisco gross receipts for each business activity for review. You may have multiple business activities. I only have one for my business, which is food services. Remember, answer all questions according to your business. Select Save and Continue. On page H, the form shows the gross receipts tax for each tier of gross receipts and calculates the 75% adjustment factor for tax year 2017. In this case, my business owes $7,059.37 in gross receipts tax. Select Save and Continue. The quarterly payments page displays all quarterly prepayments made throughout the tax year. This page will display payment amounts and dates the payments were received in our office. Every business liable for payment of payroll expense tax and gross receipts tax shall make 3 quarterly estimated tax payments. The 3 quarterly estimated tax payments are each 25% of the prior year or current year tax liabilities, whichever is less. The quarterly payments are applied and credited toward the 2017 gross receipts tax and payroll expense tax obligations. If you disagree with the payment information displayed on this page, check the I disagree box and enter the payment information in the box that appears. It's important to note that the payment information that you enter will not adjust the total obligation due on the summary page or on the payment portal. Our office will conduct the review on the amounts you enter and the amount you pay. Select Save and Continue. The obligation summary page summarizes the information provided in the filing and includes both payroll expense tax and gross receipts tax obligations calculated on the previous screens. This page also includes all quarterly estimated payments that were received in our office throughout the year, as well as any penalties for any late payments. The total obligation due under line 13 is the amount owed for your 2017 gross receipts tax and payroll expense tax filing. In the event that your quarterly payments exceed the total obligation due, the return will display a box regarding the overpayment. You may select to apply your overpayment to a future obligation or select a refund to have a check mailed to you. Lastly, there's an option to designate up to 3% of your tax liability to the Community Challenge Grant Program. This designation does not increase your tax liability. Select Save and Continue. Read the taxpayer statement and finalize your filing by entering your name and contact information. When you are ready to submit your filing, select the Submit button. The email address you input on the screen will receive a copy of the return. You can also view your filing data on the screen. Be sure to allow pop-ups. Once the confirmation screen appears, the return is submitted. Select Continue. Please note, after you have submitted your filing, you will have to log back in and select the Amend option to make any changes to your filing. On this page, you can access payment options, download a copy of your return, or select an email address to send a copy of the return. To pay, select Payment Options to access the payment portal. Select GR 2017/04 and PY 2017/04 from the list in the payment portal and select your payment method at the bottom of the screen. You may have other obligations due that you can also pay at this time. If you are paying by e-check, select that option and input your bank account information. If you are paying by debit card or credit card, select that option and input your account information. Convenience fees will apply. If you are paying by check, select Print Payment Stub. Make sure to allow pop-ups on your web browser settings. Print out the payment stub and mail it with your check to San Francisco Tax Collector, P.O. Box 7425. San Francisco, California 94120-7425. Congratulations! Your 2017 Gross Receipts Tax and Payroll Expense Tax return is now filed and paid. Thank you for taking the time to learn about filing your annual return.